So right now on your screen, you can obviously see the Sir Bloody Miami Daryl. This has, for a long time now, been the most iconic agent in CS2, the most expensive, the most highly coveted, the coolest one, the one that you think about, or the one that comes to your mind when you think about the high-end agents, the best of the best, the coolest agents in CS2, and it's just cool. Obviously, the outfit's cool. It's got the gold watch. You know, the Daryls are all really popular. This has kind of been the most iconic agent for a while, but lately things have maybe been changing up a little bit. In this video today, I wanted to go over all the agents, maybe the new best agent in the game, agents that have been doing really well lately, and talk about the overall agent investing market, because I think it's actually been pretty interesting and pretty hot over the past couple of months. But of course, first, before we get into that, just want to mention real quick, if you are looking to turn any of your CS2 items into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, you should definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I'm buying pretty much anything and everything for the right price, and we can probably get a deal done. So DM me, let me know, and of course, by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, a long time ago, I've been running this channel for about a year now, been posting CS2 content on this channel for about a year now, and a year ago, one of my first videos actually was about this guy who had a collection of every single agent, and how I said that this actually seemed like a pretty interesting investment. Now, is buying every single agent necessarily one of every single agent necessarily the best way to invest in agents? No, of course not, because ultimately at the end of the day, there's going to be some agents that perform better and worse and whatever. Obviously, you'd rather be highly concentrated into the better performing agents, or the agents that have better fundamentals, or the agents that have better things going for them, or are more iconic or popular or whatever. But I did think that buying one of every single agent could be a really cool collection idea, and also one that could end up being fairly lucrative. And I've been for a while saying that I think agents are actually pretty good investments. I've been saying that at best, I think they're just flat out a good investment, and at worst, they're just underrated investments, and something that you at least need to consider and keep an eye on. And something else that has definitely helped agents or made them more interesting over the past couple months has been the huge rise of patches. You know, there has been, obviously, the Stockholm patches haven't been going as crazy, but there's the skill group patches and the Operation Riptide patches that have been going very crazy in price. So that has made agents and patched agents, as people apply more patches to agents, that makes, you know, the agents without patches even become more kind of rare and less out there. And yeah, people are applying patches, and patch agents are increasing, which makes the normal agents, you know, a little bit more scarce. They're going to increase. So agents have just been going really crazy as of late. I have said for a long time now, though, that the thing you need to be careful with agents is, obviously, they are not consumable. You know, however many Miami Daryls are out there, they're going to be out there. To use Miami Daryl or whatever, you don't get rid of it. That thing is always out there. Now, I think people overrate how much of a bad thing that is for agents. Would you rather invest in consumable items? Yeah, sure. But you're also investing into supply capped items. You know, there's no new Miami Daryls being created. The amount out there is the amount out there. And as agents and the game and the player base increases and the game becomes more popular and blah, 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 that constant cap on the number out there should still be a good thing in the long run as well. That's if CS2 continues to grow and flourish and thrive and all that stuff, which again, if you're investing in CS2 markets, that should generally be what you think and expect. And if you don't think and expect that, you probably shouldn't be investing anyway. But here's what Sir Bloody Miami Daryl has been doing over the past year. Again, this is a year ago. We're still, you know, if we look at where we were a year ago, we're still right around the peak CS2 hype and craze. Yes, it was mostly in April, so now, you know, our year ago comparisons aren't totally at the peak of the market, but they're pretty damn close. And still, agents have done pretty well. Most items over the past year are pretty flat. Some are down a little bit, some are up a little bit, whatever. But honestly, Miami Daryl being up 34% in the past year, even when comparing this to pretty close to the peak of the market with the CS2 hype and everything, that is very good. And most agents have done very well over the past year. So again, I've been telling people I think agents are pretty good. And yeah, I so far have been pretty right about that. We'll have to wait and see. Now again, if a new operation does come out and we do get new agents, that is something to watch out for, because like I said, these agents aren't consumable. They're all going to exist. And if new agents come out, is there going to be enough demand to keep up these prices? When new agents come out, are these prices going to crash? Or will these prices maybe go up because now new operations going to bring new players to the game, but also people are going to be more excited about agents, liking them more, enjoying them more. Also, the older agents are going to be more iconic. They're also going to have lower supply. I don't know. It could really go either way. We'll have to see if it ends up being a net positive or net negative, but you do definitely need to be careful for whenever that new operation drops. But people have been saying that for all of 2024 so far. And again, you can see in the last 6 months, Sir Bloody Miami Daryl's up 71%. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines for the past 6 months, waiting for that new operation to come out, waiting to buy that new operation dip on things like agents, you've missed out on 71% gains. And guess what? I'll tell you this. when the new operation comes out, prices are probably not going to drop from 93 down to 58. You know, it could, but I don't necessarily think or expect that that's what's going to happen. But some of the new crazy stuff that has happened in the past couple of months. Again, like I said, Sir Bloody Miami Darrell has been the most iconic, biggest agent, whatever, for quite some time. But a new agent has gone on an absolute tear in the past year. Again, we just looked. Sir Bloody Miami Darrell in the past year is up something like 35%, whatever, 34%. Well, Getaway Sally, the professionals, also another Broken Fang agent, is up 107% in the past year. And at certain times in the past couple of weeks, she has actually passed Sir Bloody Miami Darrell as the top agent, as the most expensive agent. Now, if we look at Steam right now, that is not the case. Getaway Sally's at $91, Sir Bloody Darrell's at $96. But they are clearly the top two agents right now. They are competing for that top spot. And this is the first time in quite some time that I can really remember that Sir Bloody Miami Darrell has actually had legitimate competition for being the #1 agent in the game. So to me, that is pretty crazy and that is pretty interesting. I could not believe that. I didn't expect that to happen anytime soon. Again, if in the new operation some sick agents come out, I could see there being a new top dog or whatever. But even then, those are probably going to have such huge supply that I really do expect Sir Bloody Miami Darrell to be the top agent for quite some time. But Getaway Sally is getting close. And again, when we look at something like Buff 163, we can even see in the trade records that at certain times they have been very, very similar, and there have been periods, even if briefly, where Getaway Sally has passed Sir Bloody Miami Darrell. We can see here there was a sale for $68.35 on the 26th, and we can also see here that Getaway Sally has trades similar in that ballpark. You know, here Getaway Sally was selling for $77, so there's been times where she has actually passed Sir Bloody Miami Darrell in terms of buff price and everything. And yeah, her gains have been crazy in the past 6 months, being up 133%. Again, if you were waiting on the sidelines, waiting for some kind of operation dip, you have missed out. But I did think it was very, very interesting just tracking the market and tracking agents and stuff to see that a potential new top agent was out there. But like I said, there are also a ton of agents that are doing quite well and are kind of outpacing the market in terms of overall gains. Like I said, most items are pretty flat over the past year, but here we have Goggles Fernandez up 31% in the past year. We have D Squadron Officer up 193% in the past year. He has been on an absolute tear. This might be the top gaining agent over the past year, up 158% in the past 6 months. You can see here he's now up to the #4 agent. Pretty interesting stuff. That's pretty crazy. You have number K. Again, he might be the most iconic since he's kind of become like the mascot for CS2 in some ways. And again, number K is always an agent that I think is going to do quite well and is one that I would never really mind owning. I don't think he's going anywhere no matter what happens. Again, a Broken Fang agent. But the only thing about him is he is not the top rarity, and that does hurt him a little bit. If he was the top rarity, his price I'm sure would be higher. He might even be the most expensive agent in the game, but definitely an agent that people like and people are always going to use and people are always going to be interested in. He's up 38% in the past year. Again, still really, really good gains. Any asset being up 38% a year, you can never complain about too much. Wet Sox up 35% in the past year. Here we have Vipa Sista up 40% in the past year, doing very, very well. We have Safecracker Voltzman. He's one that I like, up 22.91%. Again, a little bit of a lower tier one, $15, but still up 22% in the past year. Elite Trapper Solman is a really cool one, up 32% in the past year. Then we have Medium Rare Crasswater, again, another little bit of a lower tier one, up 16.8% in the past year. These are some of the agents that I like the most, some of the ones that I track when I do look at this stuff. But again, here's the top 10 or whatever they show on Steam. I think it's 10. In terms of agents, we have Sir Bloody Miami Darrell, Getaway Sally, Goggles, D Squadron, number K, Loudmouth Darrell, Wet Sox, Darrell Royale, Vipa Sista, and the Bloody Skullhead Darrell. So again, a lot of Darrells, and there being so many Darrells definitely takes away from the overall shine of them, but that Miami Darrell is definitely the coolest. It always stands out. But yeah, the fact that Getaway Sally is now actually competing for that top spot is very interesting, but also just letting you guys know that it hasn't really mattered too much which agents you've picked. Yes, some of them have had explosive gains, but who would have known that D Squadron Officer would be up 200% in the past year? I don't necessarily know you could have predicted that or guessed that or whatever, but a lot of people don't really know or understand or think agents are a great investment. But hey, for the past year or so, or even more than a year now, they have been showing you that they are really investment grade and have been getting some really, really good gains. Now, does that mean those gains are going to keep up forever? No, not necessarily. And does that mean those gains are going to be able to withstand, like I said, new agents coming out? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, we don't even know when that new operation's coming. And who knows when it's going to be at this point. So for now, agents do still seem like a good pickup, and their gains seem to be pretty consistent and pretty steady. It's not like they're blowing up because of XYZ reason. It just seems like a lot of agents are just slowly going up and up and up over time. I would definitely keep an eye on them if I was you. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.